Hello and welcome. This is Charles Fockaert on the road with Charles Fockaert, October 28th, 2018. Wow, it's warm here yesterday, and it looks like it's going to be another warm one today. And where I am now, the last time I did a video, I was up in Kingman, Arizona, right there. And I drove without incident from Kingman, Arizona, down Highway 40, and I'm now near Lake Havasu City, and this is pretty much where I wanted to end up. I want to be in this area right in here, maybe as far south as Yuma, but this is where I'm going to spend most of the next 6 months, hopefully. So I guess I can say that I made it. I'm within, let me show you on the map here. Here's Bouse. Bouse is right there. And there's Portside right there. So anywhere in this area, there's Ehrenberg right there. And I'm going to spend the next 6 months, like I said, in this area here. I bought a really good map of Arizona, and I'll be able to check out a lot of places down here in Arizona. So I must say the old mobile cabin has been mobile. I haven't had any problems. I fixed the leak on the master cylinder. It's not leaking anymore. I just don't like to have my vehicles leak. Everything in a vehicle is important, and almost everything depends on fluids. Oil in the rear end, oil in the bearing, grease in the bearings, grease in the front end, hydraulic fluid in the shocks, oil in the crankcase, oil pressure, fluid in the cooling system. Power, the whole thing. It's important to keep all your fluids up, keep them on the levels where they should be, change the oil all the time, new filter, etc. So I think I met a guy up there when I stopped at the truck stop. He was having a problem with his bearing. He had a boat. He was hauling a boat to Iowa, and he had to fix his bearing there, and he was having all kinds of problems, and I was able to help him out a little bit there, gave him an idea that seemed to work. So, and I've seen other people have other problems with their vehicles, so I'm not the only one. I get that, but mine's a little older than most people on here. I met a guy up there in Kingman, at the truck stop in Kingman when I first got there, and he had a 77 Chevy, but it was a 400. Now, if I'm not mistaken, a 400 Chevy is nothing but a 350 that the cylinders have been bored out. So instead of a 350, you got a 400. That makes the walls of the cylinder walls a little thinner. And I don't know if I like that idea or not, but I'm very happy with the 350. If you don't haul anything around, like I was trying to haul my Toyota pickup, how I even made it with that Toyota behind me, I have no idea. Of course, a lot of times I didn't make it. I got up to the top of the summit and barely a couple times, but those experiences are all on my other videos. But I wanted to show you one thing here. Let me go get it. I picked up this book here back at that thrift shop somewhere for $1, or I don't even know if I paid that much for it, but it's 66 Days Adrift. True story of a disaster and survival on the open sea. This is an amazing story of two people in a raft on the Pacific Ocean for 66 days, as it says. And I wanted to read this to you. It's on page 204 in the book, so it's quite a ways into the book, and I'm going to read it to you, okay? It's only one paragraph long. Bear with me, okay? Evening comes quickly. Sim reads 6 Psalms out of the Old Testament. These are 2 white people, 2 Caucasians, 2 Israelites. They don't know it, but they're Israelites, and they read out of the Bible. Sim reads 6 Psalms, which increase in meaning as we move closer to the realization that God's help, Yahweh's help, is our only hope. He has performed so many miracles for us already. He has decided we are worth saving, but that the cementing of our faith in Him needs more time. I don't know how many days have been out there already, but you got to read this. You have to read this story. It's a true story, and it's pretty amazing what these people went through. He needs more time. These people are on this raft. This raft is only wide enough inside to fit 2 people laying down, and it's not long enough for the man to be able to sit flat. He's got to have his feet up, and it's very uncomfortable. They're wet. There's sharks. There's a hole in the raft that's leaking. They have to pump it up every started out every hour and a half, and then it was an hour, and now it's down to about 15 minutes they have to pump up. I mean, we're talking all day, all night long having to pump up. They don't have very much food. They live on very little food, a couple crackers. They have to make their water. They have a water maker that they can make it out of the ocean water, the salt water. They've lost weight, and they've been in windstorms. They've been in rain. They've been in gales. The ocean's picking up the swell, and it just goes on. I mean, I can't read the whole book to you, folks, but they're having a very, very scary sharks everywhere. The sharks come up and whack their boat. And all they got to do is make a tear in their raft. They didn't buy the best quality raft. He goes on and on about how I should have spent more money on my raft. What a lesson. Buy the best quality you can, folks. And if you can't afford it, put some more money away and wait till you can get it. Anyway, let's go on here. He has decided we are worth saving, but that the cementing of our faith in Him needs more time. Sim has come a long way from the time a few weeks ago when the sighting of a ship and its disappearance beyond the horizon would cast her into a deep, long period of dismal despair. Then she questioned the heavens and argued with God over the why of our punishment. Why is He doing this to us, she asked. Why not to Noriega, the fellow in Panama, the dictator? Why not to all the crooks and warmongers, killers, and monsters? There are so many nasty people in this world. What have we done, O Lord? And she cried over and over, have I killed Rob? Have I hurt someone on purpose? She tormented herself terribly and searched her soul for sins, pleading out loud for forgiveness. See, folks, they come to realize that the only way they were going to get out of the problem that they were in was with the Lord's help. And there was a lot of miracles that happened in this on their journey. And that's why I asked for your prayers, and that's why I asked for the grace of God, our Father Yahweh, to be upon us all, for we most certainly need it. I'm here down in the Lake Havasu area. I'm going to go around. I've been here for a couple days now. I'm in a parking lot. And I should have stayed up in Kingman. Kingman is at 3,500 foot level, or 3,300 foot. And it was cooler up there. And should have stayed there longer. And it's hot down here. It was, like I said, it was 95 yesterday, I believe. And too hot for me. I don't have air conditioning. I'm not plugged in. And but anyway, it's not that bad. And but I'm here. I made it to the area I wanted to make it into. And I'm going to be down here for several months. I have no idea what I'm going to do next. One thing I do know, I'm not driving this RV. Now, I may change my mind, but I don't think so. I'm not driving this RV all the way back up to Montana. I'm going to have to do something else. But now they got biometric. We're going to have to submit to a biometric scan and probably fingerprints and eye detection and all that stuff just to fly on domestic flights. And with what happened there in Pittsburgh and all these bombs, they're all fake bombs, and all this stuff that's going on, and this hordes coming up from the south of non-whites trying to invade our country, and there's a lot going on here, and I feel like a ship out at seas, no real anchor, no real one place to be able to go to, no haven, no harbor to go into. And I don't know this area very well, so this is going to be a very, very interesting next 6 months, folks. That's why, personally, I covet your prayers. They do work. And may the grace of God, our Father, the Creator of this level playing earth, may His grace be upon us all, for we most certainly need it. See ya.